ẹ mọ̀ pé gbogbo ìgbà tẹ́ ẹ bá ti rí wa báyìí ọ̀tún báyìí ni o ọ̀tún báyìí lọ́jọ́ yọ ọ̀tún báyìí lòórùn ràn bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ICN TV ṣe jẹ́ gbogbo ibikíbi tẹ́ ti wo ètò yìí lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ mo kí yín o mo kí yín mo kọ́lọ́yè Sunday ọmọ Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho ṣá owó bàbá dámì mo kí Ìgbòho ṣá torí wípé ọ̀rọ̀ tí Ìgbòho sọ ń jọ́ kínní àná ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ló ń ṣe lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ bá a ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí ọ̀rọ̀ náà ti ń ṣe o ọ̀rọ̀ tí Nnamdi Kanu sọ ọ̀rọ̀ náà ń ṣe lọ́wọ́ báyìí bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o òwe Yorùbá kan ló wá sọ̀rọ̀ ó ní iná ilé ó ní ehoro máa ń yá gbẹ̀yìn bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà ńlẹ̀ báyìí o ọ̀rọ̀ tí Nnamdi Kanu sọ ń jẹ́ sí tí wọ́n fi ń wá káàkiri tí wọ́n sọ di èrò kíní ní ìsìn ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ti ṣe báyìí ó ti ń ṣe lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí o gbogbo ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ tó sàn ṣẹlẹ̀ káàkiri orígun mẹ́rẹ̀ẹ̀rin ní Nàìjíríà lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ó fi hàn wá wípé àyànfẹ́ ilé tó lọ náà nìyẹn òun náà dẹ̀ ní Ìgbòho sọ tọ́sọ̀ Ìgbòho di ilé tó wà lẹ́yìn odi kí ló wá ṣẹlẹ̀ lónìí nínú nǹkan tí mo mú wá torí pé ilé kún fọ́fọ́ lónìí a sì ní gba wa lákòókò à ń yànnà náà ní kíákíá kẹ́yìn èèyàn wá lè tètè ṣí ààrẹ náà ni lórí ọ̀rọ̀ tá a wá ń sọ tá a dákẹ́ tá a sì mẹ́nu kúrò ń bẹ́ẹ̀ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ wípé kálukú gbọ́dọ̀ gba òmìnira gbogbo ẹ̀yà kọ̀ọ̀kan èdè ó gbọ́dọ̀ gbòmìnira tá a bá sọ nípa èdè Yorùbá ẹ̀yà Yorùbá àwọn ẹ̀yà Yorùbá wọ́n fẹ́ gbòmìnira àwọn ẹ̀yà Ìgbò wọ́n fẹ́ gbòmìnira àwọn ìjọ náà wá ṣe tábà yìí o ẹ ṣé mò ń rí yín bẹ́ẹ̀ tí wọlé yẹ ẹ káàbọ̀ mò ń rí yín o àwọn ẹ̀yà ìjọ àti gbogbo Niger Delta náà náà bá túyáyá náà túyáyá náà fọ́n síta ò pèsè wípé ikú tó ń pojú bẹ́ẹ̀ ni òwe ní ń pa á fún ni o wípé àwọn náà kì í ṣe pọ́n gbẹnu àwọn falágbàfọ̀ kì í dẹ̀ ṣe wípé bóyá àbáwọn ò mọ nǹkan tó tọ́ bí kò sí pé àwọn kàńdánù rẹ̀ sì tó wà láàrin àwọn náà àwọn ni ò jẹ́ kí àwọn kìíní ìkọ́jú ṣe pé ní báyìí o àwọn náà ti wá ṣe tán báyìí bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wọ́n ti sọ nínú ìpàdé wọn wọ́n ní àwọn ti ṣe tán wípé àwọn gan fẹ́ orílẹ̀-èdè tàwọn àwọn ò fẹ́ kí àfìtọ̀fọ́rí kan kó máa pàtàn fáwọn kó máa sọ káwọn pé kí tiẹ̀ ní nǹkan tó wà ní tí orílẹ̀-èdè máa ń ní táwọn ò ní àwọn náà bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní analyse ló wá sọ èmi náà wọ́n sọ pé mo ní nìyẹn sìn ó ti ń yé gbogbo wa náà sìn báyìí ó ti ń yé gbogbo wa ṣé bí nǹkan tí Ìgbòho ń pariwo nìyẹn pé ẹ mọ̀ pààrọ̀ òun mọ́ ẹ jẹ́ kí kálukú dá wà nǹkan tí wọ́n lè fi ṣe ìran tí kálukú fi ṣe ìran tí ó fi ṣe orílẹ̀-èdè títí ẹ̀ ó wà káwọn kan sọ pé àwọn ò lọ wọ́n Nàìjíríà ní o wọ́n Nàìjíríà tó bá ti rówó pipeline ẹ mọ̀ káwọn olórí wọn ẹ ti mọ̀ wọ́n tí mò ń sọ yẹn wọ́n bá ti rówó pipeline báyìí inú wọn ti dùn nìyẹn pé owó yẹn ni ò jẹ́ kí iye wọn kó tètè sí ó fi wọ́n sí inú iye ríra nítorí owó tó ń gbà ṣùgbọ́n ní báyìí àwọn náà ti wá ń jáde tán báyìí wípé àwọn fẹ́ orílẹ̀-èdè tàwọn gbogbo ẹ̀ ní play fún wa evidence wa wo video evidence ẹ mọ̀ pé lórí ìkànnì ICT à ń gbé fake torí pé the purpose tá a fi ń ṣe ètò yìí òun ni wípé people should be free let there be freedom people should be free from slavery from Nigeria from so-called Nigeria and that one ṣètò lelo that's the reason why we come online we come live on this show we don't do program because we want to carry this or fake news or any we don't do that but when we see evidence that can educate our people when we see evidence that can inspire our people when we see evidence tí ó mú kí ó tún wọ kàwé èèyàn sókè ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ èyí tẹ́ ń pè mí lórí ọ̀rọ̀ pinni torí àwọn èèyàn ti pè mí láàárọ̀ yìí náà àìsìn ìgbà wo wà ní mẹ́gàràjì fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀ náà lẹ́gbọ̀ọ́ lónìí olùṣèdè ẹja farabalẹ̀ ká fi ara balẹ̀ ká gbọ́ nǹkan tí àwọn ọmọ ìjọ yìí tí wọ́n sọ nínú ìpàdé wọn lónìí nínú ìpàdé wọn ẹja farabalẹ̀ ká gbọ́ nǹkan tí wọ́n sọ ṣé ọ̀rọ̀ ọlọ́gbọ́n tiẹ̀ wà nù nǹkan kan sọ yìí ṣé ó bá làákàyè mu ṣé ó bá nǹkan tí Ìgbòho ń pariwo mu ṣé ó bá nǹkan tí Nnamdi Kanu ń pariwo mu ṣé ó bá nǹkan tí gbogbo àwọn ẹ̀yà tó jẹ́ olórí pípé ẹ̀yà tí wọ́n láwọn fẹ́ bọ́ ṣó bá mu ìyẹn mo ṣe ní kí ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa náà kẹ́ ẹ wá gbọ́ nǹkan tí àwọn ẹ̀yà ìjọ tí wọ́n sọ o ìyẹn náà ni mo ní kẹ́ ẹ wá gbọ́ so mo fẹ́ kẹjọ ẹja farabalẹ̀ kákẹ́ tètè mọ ṣíà rẹ̀ náà ni àníjógùn torí ṣókí náà láàṣẹ torí kí ẹ̀yin èèyàn lè ráàyè pin dáadáa kẹ́ lè pin á sì sọ náà lórí iye tí gbogbo èèyàn ti ń pè mí lé lórí pé ìgbà wo ni mega rally ìgbà wo ni àwọn èèyàn fẹ́ jáde páwọn ti ṣe tán ẹ̀tẹ̀jà ọkọ̀ gbọ́ná ń bọ̀ ẹja kọ́ gba bíbá wọlé ẹja gbọ́ nǹkan tí àwọn ọmọ Niger Delta yìí tí wọ́n sọ tá a bá ti wá dé á ti wá àwa tẹ̀síwájú lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ti Yorùbá nation ẹja kọ́kọ́ gbọ́ nǹkan tí àwọn ọmọ.
In terms of landmarks, in terms of human capital resources, in terms of even economic and natural resources, we have what it takes to sustain ourselves. So we don't need any other ethnic minority in the Niger Delta. The Ijaw land, the Ijaw population, the Ijaw manpower is more than enough to have our own republic. So we are proposing for a Ijaw republic that will cater for the well-being and welfare of the Ijaw people. There is no doubt about it that Nigeria is under pressure to end based on the current realities. There are divisions across ethnic nationalities and regions. This is quite undisputable. Of course, even in the north, the Islamic State of West African province are canvassing for the Islamic states. Down in the east, the Biafrans are also calling for the restoration of the independent state of Biafra, which has already been initiated. The Oduduwas, of course, are in their own front calling for Oduduwa nation. That is quite clear and unmistakably correct. Now, Ijaw nation are also advocating for their own nation. But what that man got wrong, he did not even understand the terrain or where he should be called that should be called Ijaw territory. Where exactly is Ijaw territory if you want to have your own nation? You cannot just come and be rampant, asking other ethnic minorities, describing them as ethnic minorities should leave the Niger Delta. What do you understand about the Niger Delta terrain? Imo State is part of the Niger Delta. Delta State is part of the Niger Delta. Anambra is also part of the Niger Delta. Abia State is part of the Niger Delta. River State is part of the Niger Delta. Now, who are you asking to leave the Niger Delta territory? That is an expression of deep ignorance and lack of understanding. But, I mean, he should take time to go and study and get himself acquainted with the terrains and who and the landmark and boundaries. You can't just be making such it's an insult to your listeners. You should be educated on the terrains and the landmarks where should be called the Niger Delta, the hinterlands or the coastal regions. Almost every region within the eastern region has their own coastal regions. So the very fact that Nigeria is at the brink of collapse is not longer in news, because with this development and advances from the left, right, and front, to the point that even the security operatives are giving up. They said they have been exhausted, that the fighting spirit is gone. Now, if the military architecture would express such level of frustration, the morale is down, that means it is coming to an end, because if the defense force, the combatant men that keep the sovereignty, the Nigerian sovereignty, that defends the Nigerian sovereignty, are saying that they have been exhausted, they could no longer continue the fight, of course it means that there is something fundamentally wrong that is happening, that their psychological, emotional well-being is not being considered by the politicians or those in the leadership position. That have demoralized them. Of course, most of them tendering resignation. Even the recent beheading of the three military men in Yoruba State could have sent very strong demoralizing, of course, signal to their members. You will also feel the same. Does it mean that the lives of this military men does not matter? Does it mean it's of no importance that their sacrifice and dedication to the defense of Nigerian government or the territorial integrity of the Nigerian state is not appreciated? The government should have come and declare a state of emergency and address the children over this, the Nigerian citizens over this redevelopment, but you never saw that happen. It appears that that is nothing. It just, who are they? What is their pedigree? They are just sacrificial lamb that could be, of course, the sign for death. So the sign for death, and so they have no human dignity or regard. They are family members, of course, and breadwinners. They should be accorded some respect, but that notwithstanding, all these things are a pointer to the fact that people are giving up about the Nigerian project, and it's not a surprise as Tinubu calls for resource control. If really he has the political will to be committed to whatever he's doing, the tax reform bill should not be considered as resource control, because resource control implies controlling your resources, your territory, and harnessing all that is, of course, confined within that region to develop at your own pace without any restriction, without any stringent conditions attached. Yes, you have absolute control of your resources for the goods and development of those regions. If that is what, of course, Tinubu made, well, of course, posterity will remember him for that, but I don't think he has the political will and the commitment to do that. Whatever be the case, the North cannot be threatened with resource control. The North have relative abundance of minerals that have not been tapped. They have the Californium, they have the platinum, they have so many resources. The uranium is in relative abundance. They have the zinc, the silica, and the rest of them. They have the gold. So what are you looking for? So no one can threaten or intimidate the North if the North really knows what they are doing as far as resource control is concerned. They should be the one to champion the cause in order to ensure that the impoverished northern region could be, if they have the strategic economic plan for the North. That is what I have expected the northern oligarchs or the northern politicians to have done if they are really responsible as leaders of the North. It's quite unfortunate that they are leaving, of course, they not have everything to stand on their own. Unfortunately, they have not rediscovered themselves. They have the biggest, of course, lands mark. They have arable lands that can turn, if that alone can place them in the map of the world, in global mark and dominance, if they really know what they're doing. But they have turned those arable lands to a breeding grounds for terrorism. That is quite unfortunate. It's a mismanagement of priority. But who knows whether they will have a rethink. Asking for an Islamic state cannot solve the problem. They should invest on their human capital development and, of course, take advantage of the natural resources and endowments at their disposal. The North should have been the most envied, of course, region of the world, but unfortunately, because of lack of vision and lack of understanding and prudence in the managerial skills and the problem-solving skills, of trying to incorporate it to himself. In such, of course, society, you can't go forward. So if anyone is calling for the balkanization of Nigeria in the interest of humanity, that is a welcome development so that each region can rediscover themselves and build their own security architecture and define the best way to tackle their own peculiar problems and needs that is peculiar to them. This is only way Africa can rise. And of course, in the course of time, could have some bilateral and diplomatic ties to further facilitate business and advancement based on mutual respect and coherence. What if that is necessary? But then, if not, every region has what it takes to be independent, and of course, develop at their own pace. So that is quite a very interesting moment. But unfortunately, we have a set of crop of leaders in Nigeria who are
not ready,
who has no passion and love for their country, who only are there to gravitate towards their personal needs and satisfying them. It doesn't matter who's all these gods, provided their political interest is being protected, just as we are hearing now that something the presidency is saying that no one can unseat his father comes to 2027, even God cannot do that. Well, the only time will tell how far that could go. Should Nigeria even survive in 2027, we are talking about the survival of humanity as it stands now. What is happening, the ravaging of Fulani militias or insurgency, terrorists have infiltrated almost every region of this country. Perhaps they are looking for the right time to strike and collapse the overrun the entire ethnic nationalities of this country. So more important issues should be caught up rather than waiting until disaster looms. Unfortunately, we are trapped in that disaster. Only time will tell, of course, who survived. But then, there is
only time will tell. Time náà ló ti ń tẹ̀lé lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ tó ti wá délẹ̀ báyìí. Time náà ni. Ẹ mọ̀ pé the reason nìyẹn, mo ti sọ lórí ètò kan tá a ṣe kọjá pé the reason why they did not leave Nnamdi Kanu, those their governors have hand in it. Because if they did not have hand in it, somebody said after we did that program, he said those governors, they have tried their best. When they tried their best and the government refused to release Nnamdi Kanu, I say they have not tried their best. It's your son. If you really want him to come out, there are so many things you can do. If you really want your son to come out. But now we are talking about the Ijaw nation too. They said they are going. The Middle Beltans, they said they are going. But the problem all this region have is that they are looking for one region that will go first so the other will take advantage. So you can see the reason why every region needs each other now. So when I'm talking that Yoruba need Igbos, some people say, no, we don't need them. We can do it on our own. We can't do it on our own. That's the reality. Because if Yorubas are they are hammering in the west here, and the east is also on fire. The Middle Beltans, the Niger Deltans too, they are saying, no, we are going. They said the house scatter against each other can never stand. Like a proverb that says in Yoruba that if snakes works in group, Abi, snakes, you have all those type of snakes, the python, the cobra, the black mambas, or any type of snake. If all of them works together, who is that human being that will say I'm bold enough to attack them? That is the way this game now. And that is why they too understand, the politicians too understand the game. And that is why they don't want all the region to be united. It's either they scatter us by religion or they scatter us by ethnic group. So that we look at these people as our enemy. The Christian will look at Muslim as their enemy. Muslim will look at the Christian as their enemy. Because by the time they know that everybody we are together, they know that it is easier because there is strength in unity. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, strength wà ní unity. Ìdí tí mo ṣe fẹ́ kẹ́nu wá kò náà nìyẹn. Even in Yoruba, some people don't want this Yoruba nation to be achieved. Bàbá kí tó yẹ wọ́n gbé sókè àwọn kan tún wá sẹ́ẹ̀ pé sẹ́ẹ̀ àwọn òtún ń tà wọ́n restructuring làwọn fẹ́ bí àwọn Afẹ́nifẹ́re. Restructuring ní tiwọn o. Restructuring tẹ̀dẹ̀ ń pariwo náà látọ̀dún táyé yóò yí padà. Ayé yóò yí padà, Nàìjíríà ò yí padà, gbogbo nǹkan tó orílẹ̀-èdè náà tún di bákan sí náà ni ẹ̀dẹ̀ ń pariwo restructuring ṣé kò tó sú yín náà ni. Every region is tired, but people are looking for the region that will come out first. If it is Biafra that comes out first, or if it is Yoruba that come out first. But the only good news I have is that Yorubas are ready. They say some Igbo people, they send message to me, are you sure these Yoruba people are ready? Because they are cowards. Yoruba, they will always say something. They like to talk. They don't have action. I say, wait and see. They say, Yoruba, we believe in talking. I say, Yoruba man, don't trust them. Not to talk, they are coward. I say, this time around, we are determined. I'm telling you, we are determined. We are determined. This is a business of everybody. And that is why we keep on reminding our people, the diaspora people, the people outside, they too, they said they are ready. That once Baba Akintoye, and because that is only true leader that will believe in this race, this Yoruba nation race, is the only leader we believe, is the only leader that we know. So once Baba Akintoye say anything, everybody, they are ready to come out. And for those of everybody, they have been calling me, hey, I sing, Ìgbà wo ni a fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ rally, ẹ fọkànbalẹ̀. Our own is that when Baba release information, we amplify it. Káfẹ́ lójú, abólóde fẹ́ lójú làwa, iṣẹ́ táwa ń ṣe nu, as long as tó bá láti jẹ́jẹ́ new, àwọn ò ń gbé fake, àdé ń gbé GC. Original làwa ń gbé, tó máa set àwọn èèyàn free. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, à ń gbé GC àdé ń gbé ọdún sàmẹ́bọ. But n tí ó mú kí àwọn èèyàn wa kó bọ́, òun làwa ń gbé, ìyẹn dẹ̀ ló jẹ́ àwa lógún. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, because èmi ti sọ several times lórí àwọn ètò tá a ti ṣe sẹ́yìn, tí orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá bá wà, sincerely, tí a bá wà, àwọn nǹkan kan naturally ó máa stop ní Nàìjíríà. Ẹ lọ kọ́lẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, if Yoruba should go on their own, the Igbos on their own, there are some things naturally in Igbo it will stop on their own. There are some things in Yoruba naturally it will stop on our own. Because everybody will now see that this thing is my own. It's no longer this thing is our own. And that is the problem we are having. Ìgbà tẹ́ bá mú ráìsì àti ẹ̀wà tẹ́ ẹ dà papọ̀ kò lè jọra wọn. Bó ti jẹ́ pé nǹkan oúnjẹ náà méjèèjì bọ̀ kò jọra wọn. Kò jọra wọn. Ó dìgbà tí kálukú wa bá dá wà tá a dá dúró. Yorùbá fẹ́ dá dúró. Ó náà láti ṣe encourage àwọn èèyàn all the time. Gbogbo àwọn ẹ̀yà tí ò fẹ́ support gan tẹ́lẹ̀ táwọn náà sọ pé ẹnu ní ṣèwígbà táwọn ọmọ Yíbò bẹ̀rẹ̀ àwọn Niger Delta yìí náà gbógun tì wọ́n ká sọ pé no àwọn kinní kan o kinní kan o. Ìgbà tí Yorùbá náà bẹ̀rẹ̀ àwọn Yorùbá náà tún gbógun tì wá náà àwọn Niger Delta yìí náà wà ń bẹ̀. Àwọn other tribe míì náà wà ń bẹ̀ tá sọ pé no wọ́n Nàìjíríà làwọn fẹ́. Ṣùgbọ́n tí iye kálukú náà sì pé kí kálukú máa lọ ni. Torí èmi sọ lórí ètò tó àti ṣiṣẹ́ yìí mo ní ó máa tó stage kan ní after tíjọ tí regime lè bá parí tí Nàìjíríà ò bá sí rí o. Wípé àwọn náà àwọn tún bá pé ẹ má bínú o nígbà tá a wà ń bẹ̀ adẹ̀wíṣ àti ṣàwọn kankan ṣùgbọ́n torí pé àwọn kankan lè jẹ́ ká lè ṣe bá ṣe wá mọ̀ bá lọ náà nìyẹn. by the end of the day somebody will come and say ẹ má bínú gbà yẹn àwọn náà dẹ̀ fẹ́ try ìyẹn là ń ṣe ń pa àwọn èèyàn wa náà ṣàkíyèsí là ṣe ń pè yín ṣàkíyèsí wípé àkókò tá a fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ pẹ̀lú bàbá Akíntóyè lélẹ̀ being the only true leader that we know is an authentic and he has the right information, he has everything to lead Yoruba to the promised land. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni o, he has everything to lead because Baba has already said that he has perfect his plan, that he does not want to put any Yoruba, even the unborn, he does not want to put anybody in bondage. That is why they are trying to perfect everything. Àdèmọ́ náà pé during pa àwọn perfection yẹn náà kò sí náà kí èèyàn ó rìn kórí ó mọ́ mi o ṣe é mọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ kò sí bá ti fẹ́ rìn náà torí ò ní mi o ṣùgbọ́n perfection yẹn aṣáà ti wà ń bẹ̀ pé lágbájá ìgbìyànjú ibi torí bá ti wá fẹ́ mì yẹn náà ní kálukú wa náà ní ẹ̀yìn tẹ̀ ń gbọ́ wa yìí náà ní kálukú wa náà tó wá mọ̀ dá sí pé bàbá eléyìí ni ẹ tó fi kún bàbá eléyìí ni kẹjẹ kó gbàbẹ̀ wọlé eléyìí ni kẹjẹ kó bí a ṣe rí orílẹ̀-èdè gbà nìyẹn ìsìnkú máa dáadáa ẹnìkan àbí máa dáadáa gbòó dáadáa gbogbo wa lájọ fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni gbogbo wa ni irú àwọn yẹn náà tó ń pariwo ń sìn mo mọ̀ pé inú àwọn tó ń pariwo yẹn náà nísìnyí ara àwọn kan tó tún máa gbógun tàwọn náà tó jọmọ Niger Delta ń sìn táwọn máa sọ wípé àwọn ò fẹ́ o àwọn ò fẹ́ o owó ọ̀yẹ̀mọ̀ ní tó ń gbà yẹn ó ti dùn mọ́ wọn lẹ́nu ó ti dùn mọ́ wọn lẹ́nu àwọn yẹn náà máa ní àwọn ò fẹ́ o àwọn ò fẹ́ o àwọn ò fẹ́ o nǹkan táwọn fẹ́ ní ká sàmọ́ fáwọn ní ọ̀yẹ̀mọ̀ ní káwọn ọmọ rówó àwọn gbà káwọn bá ti gba ọ̀yẹ̀mọ̀ ní sẹ́mu káwọn nǹkan wà tẹ́ pé wọ́n ní iye wọn kúrú ọpọlọ wọn náà kọ́lọ́n kó ṣàánú ni níbi tá ti ń rí jẹ yẹn àwọn aríjẹ ń dìmọ̀ dàrú kò sí ẹ̀yà tí ò sí ó wà ní Yorùbá ó wà ní Ìgbò ó wà láàrin àwọn Haúsá àwọn aríjẹ ń dìmọ̀ dàrú tó pé bí Nàìjíríà ṣe tòrò yìí tó lábá wí nìṣẹ́ lẹ́yìn ní Nàìjíríà tòrò àwọn ń gbádùn bí Nàìjíríà ṣe tòrò ibẹ̀ làwọn kan ti ń yó so wọ́n àwọn tí ń yó bí Nàìjíríà ṣe dáa yìí irú wọn yẹn yóò mọ gbógun ti Yorùbá nation wọ́n mọ gbógun ti Biafra wọ́n mọ gbógun ti Ijaw wọ́n mọ gbógun ti individual bet ṣètò àrírísì tí o bá ṣe ní iṣẹ́ láti ṣe é sí rízì nìyẹn tí o bá fi níṣẹ́ láti ṣe ẹja sáré gbọ́ nǹkan táwọn ọmọ Haúsá sọ ká tó ráǹdì ọ kẹtùgbọ́ nǹkan tó sọ fẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ gbọ́ dáadáa ká tó ráǹdì ọ ẹ gbọ́ nǹkan tó ọmọ yìí sọ.
I said Allah to share Nigeria into four. Allah share Nigeria into four. Let's give it that. Justice for Deborah, justice for Deborah. So, if you haven't forgotten the Southerners, Deborah was not killed just for no reason.
Yeah, I need information.
Different religions, different culture and language become one. Yeah.
Ọ̀ǹtí tí gbogbo wa èdè wa ò papọ̀ gbogbo ala ti mọ̀ yẹn ìwà wa ò papọ̀ ìmúrasí wa ò papọ̀ ìwọṣọ wa gan kò papọ̀ ìjẹun sí wa gan kò papọ̀ and that is why all of us must know that this is the time ṣe mọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ this is the time because gbogbo nǹkan tá à ń ṣe gan ò jọra wọn ìdí tí gbogbo wa ṣe gbọ́dọ̀ gbé ìgbésí akin nìyẹn ìdí yẹn gan ni tá a ṣe ń sọ fún kálukú káwọn èèyàn jọ ẹ support movement yìí ẹ support movement yìí ẹ má rí because tá a bá fi kinní sílẹ̀ ta ni kò kàn wá àá sì ń padà bọ̀ wá sórí ẹ̀ o ó lè wá jẹ́ pé ìgbà táwa bá wá dàgbà ń sìn làwọn ọmọ táwa náà káwò ní strength mọ́ àwọn Indomie generation àwọn yẹn lẹ́lẹ́ yìí ẹ̀yin náà máa ń rí mọ́sọ̀dọ̀ ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá nírú wọn lọ́mọ ẹ mọ̀ gbọ́ tó mọ̀ sọ fún yín pé me I don't care I don't care gidi kan man I can àwọn yẹn fẹ́ jápa ń tiwọn ni ìgbà tó bá jápa tán gbogbo àwọn gbó forest wa táwa ń fi ilẹ̀ yẹn àwọn yẹn tán ready láti gbé forest àwọn ò occupy ibẹ̀ in the next 100 years wọ́n á dán ọmọ onílùú síbẹ̀ àwọn tí wàá ń gbà tán bá dé wọ́n padà shrink wọn náà ni because àwọn kan ready àti gbénu gbótẹ́yìn fẹ́ fi sílẹ̀ yẹn so ìdí tí wọ́n bá ṣe gbọ́dọ̀ Yorùbá máa ń pòwe wọ́n ní kòru ni ó máa ń dò yìí káyàn ni àti wá rí rísì tí gbogbo àṣẹ gbọ́dọ̀ sowọ́pọ̀ sí àti Niger Delta o Ìjọ́ o Ìṣẹ̀kíní o kíní kan ẹ̀wọ̀n tó ṣẹlẹ̀ lẹ́dọ́ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ń sìn mo sọ lórí ètò lánàá gómìnà ńgbà tí wọ́n ń pa àwọn èèyàn ní Ẹdó ni wọ́n ti pa àwọn èèyàn kan ní Ẹdó tẹ́ pé lẹ́nu kíní náà gómìnà ò rí nǹkan kan ṣe sí ṣùgbọ́n ńgbà kan pa àwọn yẹn gómìnà ní láti lọ ó sọ fún wọn pé ẹjọ́ o àwọn èèyàn mi o ṣé ẹrú Fúlàní làwọn gómìnà wa yìí ṣẹ́rù Fúlàní ni wọ́n ẹ̀rí ti wa náà lọ́yọ̀ọ́ state tani ẹ̀ ṣàríà o kíní kan o ṣàríà o must you impose your own religion on another person must you inconvenient another person and that is why mo ti sọ nínú South Korea pé ò ráàyè gbogbo nọ́sẹ̀nsì yẹn ìwọ tó bá ti ṣe yánmọ̀yánmọ́ wá ṣe yánmọ̀yánmọ́ pẹ̀lú ẹni bọ̀ torí pé orílẹ̀-èdè òfararọ náà ní kálukú náà ṣe ń take advantage ìdílé àdẹ̀sí ń sọ náà nìyẹn pé kí kálukú wa ṣe kíni kí kálukú wa gbégbèsè tó ló ti tó àkókò báyìí ká gbégbèsè yẹn tábà ti gbégbèsè yẹn ló máa jẹ́ kí everything kó rọrùn fún kálukú wa everything kó rọrùn.
We are going to leave Nigeria and we are going to leave soon. Tó bá di ẹ̀yin lọ jù mí lóòótọ́ ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ má bà mí sọ mọ́.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àwọn bàbá sọ pé ẹ bá gbúrò ẹ̀ tó bá bízì torí ẹ gbúrò ẹ̀ kó tó di pé ó yọjú ní London. Iṣẹ́ bá ṣe máa sọ̀rọ̀ London lájókòó là ń ṣe. Bá ní mìíràn tá a tún ń ṣe lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí tó tún múra fún láti lọ. Ṣé òtẹ́ ẹ̀ bá gbúrò wa níjọ́ méjì mẹ́ta náà máa sọ pé wọ́n ti gbé jù sọ́nà wọ́n ti gbé gbé nǹkan kan jù sọ́nà èmi bàbá yín nobody nothing. Nothing can take this from me. Arúgbó máa ń gbédé kú o, arúgbó lè kú o, yẹn mo gbà. Then I will know pé èmi kọ́ ni mo kúrò níbẹ̀. Àsìkò ló tó. Ẹni kò bí èmi ti tó. Bẹ́ẹ̀ àwọn kálíkì tán dẹ̀rẹ́dì láti ja ìjà náà wọ́n tún wọ́n pọ̀ sí ni. Irú Sunday ò ní yé mọ́ láàrin wa. Irú Sunday ò ní yé mọ́ láàrin wa o. So we are ready. We are on our way out of Nigeria and on our way to national greatness in the world. Amen.
Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ bá like ètò ẹ bá wa share ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ jẹ́ kó lọ fà káàkiri orígun mẹ́rẹ̀ẹ̀rin àgbáńlá ayé ẹ bá wa pín ni o ẹ pín ẹ jẹ́ kó lọ fà káàkiri orígun mẹ́rẹ̀ẹ̀rin àgbáńlá ayé ẹ ṣé ògbómọ ẹ tí ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ ètò yìí lọ́dọ̀ ni ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ bá like ẹ bá wa share ẹ bá wa pín ẹ jẹ́ kó lọ fà káàkiri orígun mẹ́rẹ̀ẹ̀rin àgbáńlá ayé ẹ ṣé iSing TV yín náà lélẹ́yìí ẹ ṣé o 10:30 sí wa ní gbogbo ìgbà.